Good morning, sir. Today our group is going to present a PowerPoint presentation on the topic bivariate distribution and Chebyshev's inequality. My name is Anushka Ghosh and I will be presenting the introduction of the topic. So, what is random variable? Random means unpredictable. A random variable is a variable whose values are the numerical outcomes of a random experiment. Therefore, it is a function which associates a unique numerical value with every outcome of an experiment. Further, its value varies with every trial of the experiment. For example, in the case of the tossing of an unbiased coin, if there are 3 trials, then the number of times a head appear can be a random variable. These values are 0, 1, 2 or 3. Since in 3 trials you can get a minimum of 0 heads and a maximum of 3 heads. Now I will be discussing the type of random variables. We classify random variables based on their probability distribution. A random variable either has an associated probability distribution or a probability density function. Therefore, we have 2 types of random variables, discrete and continuous.
Good evening, sir. My name is Divyangana Ganguly and I will be discussing about the types of random variable. First is the discrete random variable. Discrete random variable can take place either finite or at most a countably infinite set of discrete variables. Their probability distribution is given by a probability mass function which directly maps each value of the random variable. For example, the value of x1 takes on the probability p1, the value of x2 takes on the probability p2 and so on. The probabilities pi must satisfy 2 requirements. Each probability pi is a number between 0 and 1 and the sum of all the probabilities is 1. And the second one is the continuous random variable. Continuous random variable on the other hand takes on values that vary continuously within one or more real intervals and have a cumulative distribution function that is absolutely continuous. As a result, the random variable has an uncountable finite number of possible values, all of which have probability 0, though ranges of such values can have non-zero probability. The resulting probability distribution on the random variable can be described by a probability density, where the probability is found by taking the area under the curve.
Thank you, Divya. So I will show you some example of discrete random variable. For the simplicity, I will toss a coin 3 times. So tossing a coin 3 times, the sample space would be head and head tail, head tail and so on. So it would be 8 sample space, right? And here x is denoted the random variable. Actually x is uppercase and suppose x be the number of heads. So it would be for the first case it would be 3, so 3 heads. In the second case it would be 2 heads. In the third case, for the third case, head tail head, the head would be 2 and so on. Let's see the discrete probability distribution. Suppose we toss 2 coins, so it would be 4 possible outcome, that is tail head tail and head, and let x is equal to head, that is a random variable is equal to x. So in the first case, x is equal to 0, it means ki head will not appear. X is equal to 1, it means ki head will appear 1. It means that ki head and tail. And in the last case, that is x is equal to 2, that is both of the time head will come. So the what would be the probability for the head will not appear? It will be 1 by 4. But what will be the probability if head will appear at a time, that is 1? It will be 2 by 4. And what will be the probability if a head will appear 2, that is 1 by 4? So this is the example of the discrete probability distribution.
Greetings everyone, my name is Somesh Kumar Thakur and I will explain Chebyshev's inequality. For a probability distribution function with random variable x, mean mu and standard deviation sigma, the proportion of any distribution is at most 1 over m squared. Beyond m standard deviation of the mean, where m is any positive real number. And the second formula gives the minimum proportion of the data for the region within the m standard deviation of the mean. Say for example m equals 2, then 25% of the data lies beyond 2 standard deviation of the mean, and 75% of the data lies within the 2 standard deviation of the mean.
Thank you so much. Today myself Piyush Prakash, I am going to give a detailed introduction about bivariate distribution, situation where we are interested at the same time in a pair of random variable which is defined over a joint of sample space. If x and y are discrete random variable, we write the probability that x will take the value of x and y will take the value of y, such as px equal to x and y equal to y, the joint probability distribution function. If x and y are contrary random variable, the joint probability distribution function of xy is the function of fxy, which display the joint distribution of xy. Now Pawan will give the example.
Hey, hello everyone, myself Pawan, and here we'll be discussing about bivariate distributions. So let us see what is it. Situations where we are interested at the same time in a pair of random variable defined over joint sample space. So as we all know, there are two types of distribution, that is discrete and continuous. So first we'll see the discrete one. If capital X and capital Y are discrete random variable, we write the probability that x, that is capital X, will take on the value of small x and capital Y will take on the value of small y as probability capital X equal to small x, comma capital Y equal to small y. This is known as the joint probability density function. And now for the continuous random variable, we see that if capital X and capital Y are continuous random variable, the joint probability density function of capital X and capital Y is the function that is f capital X comma capital Y in bracket small x comma small y, which displays the joint distribution of capital X and capital Y. So from this definition it is not much clear to us. So clearing our concepts, we'll see an example. The example is determine the value of k for which the function given by f x comma y equal to kxy. This is the function for which for the values of x equal to 1, 2 and 3 and y equal to 1, 2 and 3 can serve as a joint probability density function. So in our question we have a function that is two variable function f x comma y equal to kxy, and the values of x and y are given. The x will take the values 1, 2 and 3, and y also the same 1, 2 and 3. So now let us see the solution. What we'll do is we'll substitute the values of x and y in the given function. So first we'll take the value of x as 1 and y equal to 1. So f1 comma 1 will be equal to k into 1 into 1, that is k. Similarly, now we will take the value of x equal to 1 and y equal to 2. So f1 comma 2 is equal to k into 1 into 2, that is 2k. So similarly we'll take all the values and last we'll take, that is x equal to 3 and y equal to 3. We'll get f3 comma 3 equal to k into 3 into 3, that is 9k. Now as we all know, sum of all probability is equal to 1. So when we add them, we'll get 36k equal to 1, that is k equal to 1 by 36. Hope you all understood. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Abhilasha and I am going to discuss more on the topic conditional probability density function. So in the last slide we saw how Pawan explained us about bivariate distribution. Hence in this slide we are going to study an example in detail which will make your concept even clearer. So as we can see a table before us showing us the probability density function of x and y both. So we can easily find out the conditional probability density function of x as well as y. So the formula says that probability density function of suppose a given b is equals to probability density function of a comma b by probability density function of b. So suppose if we have to find p of capital Y equals to 0 given x equals to 0, then we have to find p of y union x, which we can see is 1 by 6 divided by p of x equals to 0, which is 5 by 12. Hence the solution will become 1 by 6 by 5 by 12, which is equals to 6 by 15. Similarly, the two other questions are solved here, which will be solved on the same basis. In the last slide, we saw an example of discrete probability density function. But suppose if we have a continuous probability density function, which means it takes its random variables from a continuous interval, then we have to keep certain properties in our mind. So let's see what are those. Suppose if we have a continuous probability density function small fx such that p of capital X belongs to a is equals to integration over a of small fx dx, then the first property that comes is fx is greater than or equals to 0, which is very easy. We all know that the probability of any experiment can never be less than 0. It always has to be greater than or equals to 0 and less than or equals to 1. Now the second property says that integration of minus infinity to plus infinity of fx dx is equals to 1. This is nothing but it explains that the sum of all probabilities is always equals to 1. And the third property says that if we have two variables a and b such that minus infinity is less than a is less than b and b is less than plus infinity, then we have capital P of a less than equals to capital X less than equals to b is equals to integration from a to b of small fx dx. So this kind of example of continuous probability density function is seen in case of changes in stock prices, where the change does not occur in terms of discrete variables but it takes place in continuous variables. Thank you. I hope this slide was helpful to you.
I am Roshan Kumar, class CSEB, roll 58. Well, I am discussing here an example of continuous probability distribution function. The question here, suppose that capital X is a continuous random variable with probability density function f of x. F of x is equal to 2x for x between 0 and 1 and f of x equal to 0 in other case. Here a small x is the value for continuous random variable capital X. Now see, probability density function is given by f of x equal to 0 if x less than and equal to 0 as it is given in question. Now if f of x is probability density function of continuous random variable capital X, what does it mean? It means area under the curve within given region should be equal to 1. It means integration of f of x from 0 to 1 should be equal to 1. So integration of 0 to x 2x dx equal to x square if x is greater than 0 and less than and equal to 1, and f of x equal to 1 if x is greater than 1. Now you can see in given graph 2 what is happening. From 0 to 1, as x is increasing, f of x is also increasing. After 1, it is going to be constant. Now let's see an example of marginal distribution. Here we have two random variables x and y which follows joint probability distribution in the given table. Both x and y similarly have take the value 0, 1 and 2. Now we have to find marginal distribution of y. What we have to do? We will do sum of the probability of rows and column. What it gives is probability of y equal to 7 by 12, probability of y equal to 1 equal to 7 by 18, probability of y equal to 2 is equal to 1 by 36. Similarly, we can find for x2. Thank you.
Hi, this is Pankaj Kumar. I would like to explain conditional distribution and expectation. There are two types of cases, discrete case and continuous case. First case, discrete case. Before we have seen P of A given by B equals to P of A intersection B by P of B. Similarly, now P of capital X is equal to small x given by capital Y is equal to small y equals to P of capital X is equal to small x given by capital Y is equal to small y by P of capital Y is equal to small y is the conditional PDF of x and y. Remember that y is fixed here. Second case, continuous case. The conditional PDF written as f of y given by x base capital Y given by capital X is given by f of small y given by small x by capital Y given by capital X equals to f of x comma y by f of small x given by f of small x base capital X. E y given by x equals to integration minus infinity to plus infinity y f of small y given by x base capital Y by given by capital X dy. Thank you. This is Pankaj Kumar signing off.
Correlation coefficient. The correlation coefficient is a statistical measure of the strength of relationship between the relative movement of two variables. Here the formula is correlation coefficient rho is equals to covariance between x and y divided by standard deviation of x multiplied by standard deviation of y. Some concepts on correlation coefficients. The correlation coefficient value ranges between -1 and +1. If rho, I mean correlation coefficient is equals to 0, the variable x and y are not linearly related. The farther rho is from 0, the stronger the linear relationship is. I mean to say, if rho is positive 1, variable x and y have a perfect positive linear relationship, and if rho is -1, variable x and y have a perfect negative linear relationship. And here there are some graphs shows the same. Thank you. I hope you guys liked our presentation on bivariate distribution and Chebyshev's inequality.